Cor- Cornelius brags about growing up poor, which I don't want to make fun of poor people, but who the fuck brags about growing up poor? I mean, come on, man. You don't brag about it. It's like like I'm a trucker, and people in the trucking industry, that grew up poor, they're fucking dirtbags. They're always gonna be dirtbags. You grew up on a dirt floor. You didn't have running water in your house. You had to run down to the creek with a bucket to get water. Come on, man. You're not equal with me. You're not an equal with me. You never will be. You like people think they're some kind of tough guy trucker because they grew up poor or they grew up on a farm. No, that just makes you a dirtbag. So Cornelius trying to brag, that he didn't have running water or electricity when he grew up. That's not some kind of claim to fame. That just makes you a dirtbag. Man, come on, man. Huh? How many role models in your life grew up with no electricity or running water? I don't have any, for Christ's sake. Dale's taking meal plans and workout advice from a guy that grew up with no running water and no electricity. Come on, man. Obviously, maybe he's a good guy, maybe he's a hard worker, but he comes from fucking scum. You know, think about think about the United States. Even redneck fucking hillbillies in the heart of Appalachia, the poorest part of the country, had electricity in the 1930s. Okay? You go back to the poorest part of the United States, which is Appalachia, which is where Dale's from. They got electricity, in the 1930s, and most of them had running water, before World War II. So even the poorest people in America had running water and electricity before World War II. But Cornelius fucking grew up without electricity or running water. Now he wants to be some kind of trainer to the fucking stars. Give me a fucking break. Your parents were fucking losers. You, I'd want to kill myself if I grew up without electricity or running water. Cornelius is some kind of trainer to the stars, and he had to go down to the corner creek and fetch a bucket of water. Give me a fucking break. Nobody who grew up without electricity or running water can be a modern day trainer. Give me a fucking break. What are you gonna take a fucking, it's like taking a meal plan from a fucking crackhead. Hello? Dude, wake up, Dale. This guy you're paying to train you grew up without running water or electricity. He's worse than you. You're a fucking hillbilly. He's a fucking Irish hillbilly. Being being poor doesn't make you better. Like, how does that make you better? Like, well, I grew up poor. Okay. How does that make you better? Someone explain to me how growing up poor makes you better. I don't get it. I I have no respect for someone who grew up with no running water or electricity. I'm sorry. I don't. You don't even, if you grew up poor with no running water and no electricity, you, you're a disgrace. A fucking disgrace. Fuck. People in West Virginia in the 1930s had a better upbringing than Cornelius. Yes, they did. Because we're American. We believe in the red, white, and blue. Fuck that guy. Going to the creek to get a bucket of water. Fuck him. You know what I feel about immigrants? It is fucking, you know, I'm not prejudiced against Irish people. I'm just prejudiced against Irish people that didn't come to the United States 100 years ago. The Irish people that got the fuck out of there, those are the good people. Cornelius's ancestors who sat there in squalor, fucking shitting in the woods and going to the creek to get a bucket of water. Those are the people we don't need in this world. All the good Irish came to the United States. They become, they built this country, God damn it. I'm not anti-Irish. I'm just anti, the ones that stayed behind were bums and losers.